Test, test. Okay, so here we go. Been a while. Gonna do TryHackMe Advent of Cyber Day 1. Excuse me as I try and mix my audio levels because I've recently rebuilt my PC. Where are we? Streamlabs. Alright, so basically doing TryHackMe. Let me find the right tab to bring across. Alright, so basically we're doing this. Doing TryHackMe. Let me find the right tab to bring across. Alright, so basically we're doing this. Cool, alright, levels are good. Let me get my unorganized, let's close that. Cool, alright, levels are good. Let me get my unorganized, let's close that. Alright, for those that don't know, TryHackMe does a annual Christmas advent calendar where you hack, and it's designed to be as a very introductory sort of course. As you can see, great guy by the name of John Hammond, who has his own YouTube channel with way more subs than mine, runs it and does it on YouTube. He's done day 1 before, and we're going to do day 1 as well. So what we're going to be doing is go through Advent Cyber. Basically, this is going to be the Learn Cybersecurity in 25 days. We're learning the basics and doing a beginner-friendly security exercise each day, leading up until Christmas. There's a bunch of prizes you can win. Not going to worry about reading through all these. That one would be nice on your laptop. That, all the Raspberry Pis, and a lot of cool stuff. Oh, that's all fun. I didn't really read all these, but wouldn't mind a pineapple, wouldn't mind swag vouchers, because who doesn't love swag? Duckies, pies, anyway. So that's kind of the introduction. We're looking at a few different topics, but yeah, that's kind of what TryHackMe is, also. The Advent of Cyber is. So there's a bunch of social stuff you can do. I recommend following them. And what I've done is I have subscribed. That gives me the ability to run the Advent of Cyber and run the virtual machines that will start up for more than an hour, which is really useful. And there's also Christmas swag. There's a quick tutorial on rules. I recommend reading these. Just going through that. Don't scan things you're not meant to scan. Don't hack things that you're not meant to hack. Don't hack other people. Only enter the account once. And answers to questions are not to be shared unless shown on videos or streams. So I can share them because I'm currently streaming. Yeah, the story. We have a story. I have a nice little comic. I actually didn't read this yesterday. I just wanted to get into it. So there's a... I won't zoom in. Basically, we are McSkitty. We are the new Chief Information Officer and meant to keep things secure. And all the analysts are going. They've all run away to Whoville, and the system's been hacked. Grinch Enterprises will never let Christmas succeed. Where's your security theme? And this is all planned. How did the Grinch access our internal systems? Looks like it's up to me to save Christmas once again. Nice little comic. So let's read through the story. It's the eve of 30th of November. McSkitty sits in her large office with a cup of hot cocoa, reminiscing over her stressful times at the best festival company. Since her management of the Christmas-sponsored cyber attacks last December, she's been promoted to the Chief Information Security Office and has managed to build a world-class security team. She made a promise to never let Christmas get affected by cyber incidents and has done everything in her power to prepare the best festival company for any incidents and assist Santa in delivering presents globally with no disruptions. As she grins to herself, after all we've done, what could go wrong? Elf McAssistant runs into her office and gasps, all our security analysts have missed their last shift and no security personnel can be found in the building. McSkitty jumps out of her chair and spills her hot cocoa all over herself. What? She swiftly moves over to the Elf Security Center housing the security personnel and looks over the large area filled with empty desks. Where did everyone go on the eve of the most important time for the best festival company? She rushes over to the desk of the head of her security analyst team, Elf McLeader, and notices the desk is surprisingly clean. For someone so messy, how's this work area? It's completely empty. She started theorizing in her head and noticed a small piece of paper hidden at the back of the desk behind the screen. As she made sense of what was on the paper, her eyes widened. Why did Mick Professional book a one-way flight ticket away on this exact day? Alright, let me just grab a drink because reading is ugh. Before she had time to make any assumptions, a loud, grumpy voice was resonating across the security center from the internal announcement systems. Grinch Enterprises will never let Christmas succeed. It would be a shame if your world-class security team just suddenly disappeared. This was all planned. I'm not doing any fancy voices. This was all planned. How did they access our internal systems? Cried McSkitty. Their intelligence team had prepared for this exact scenario, but it did not help that their security center was completely empty. This needs to stop happening, sighed McSkitty, and dragged herself to the office to save Christmas. So please note, tasks are released daily and will vary in difficulty, but they will always aim at the beginner level. And that done, I'm going to close the story. And we're going to start day one, after reading for a bit. So, we can see that this is going to be a web exploitation-based task. Excuse me. And the next part of the story, because as if I didn't have to read enough, the inventory management systems used to create the gifts have been tampered with to frustrate the elves. It's a night shift, and McStalker comes to McSkitty, panicking about the gifts all being built wrong. With all the Mick names, I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if with all the Mick names, I would not be surprised if this thing was sponsored by McDonald's. With no managers around to fix the issue, McSkitty needs to somehow get access to fix the system and keep everything on track to be ready for Christmas. So, from doing this yesterday, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be hacking our own system to fix things. I mean, it sounds really weird that we are hacking our own system to fix things, but that's the way it is. I keep dropping frames. Alright, I think that might be my internet, but I have to get that sorted soon. Whoops. So today we're going to do idle vulnerabilities, which stands for Insecure Direct Object References. This kind of comes down to the access control vulnerability group, where we are accessing information that we're not meant to be able to access to. For example, is I might have my own profile in a website, say, let's just use Facebook as an example, and I can update my profile, I can change the profile image, we can post things, we can change what we like, you know, whatever we do on Facebook. If I was able to spoof and hack and basically access someone else's account in the same way, because it's not checking that I'm the person that owns that account, that would be called a Insecure Direct Object Reference vulnerability. So we are accessing information that we haven't been authorized to access. So let's just go through. An idle vulnerability can occur when a web server receives user-supplied input to retrieve fields, files, data, documents, and too much trust is being placed on that input data, and the web application does not validate whether the user should, in fact, have access to the requested object. So again, not authorizing and validating that the person accessing that data owns that data. Another good example is I'd be able to modify the order you've placed on Amazon. So as mentioned previously, we're relying on user-supplied data. In this case, we're using the query parameter for ID, which is being provided on this little site here. I'll open it up in a second. So as you can see, this just breaks it down. We have the HTTPS protocol, the domain, website.thm, and the page in question, which is the profile page, and the query parameter or query component. Other ways we can look at this is it might be in a post variable, like in this example here, where we've got a hidden value or hidden field that has the user ID. Or it might be in a cookie, where it might be user ID, and we can change that. So we're not going to go through the walkthrough. This is a good example. Seeing a product, user, or service identifier in the URL or otherwise is a must to test. Idle vulnerabilities can reveal sensitive information, as well as potentially giving you the access to usually restricted site functionality. For security researchers, idle vulnerabilities can be impactful, and reporting them can yield good bug bounty. We have an article there, but basically the article comes down to PayPal had a $10,500 US payout. I'm going to save that article later to read that. So we're going to open up the little site. And excuse me. So, click the view site. There was a little bit of information here. There are 3 pages in the navigation panel we can see. We'll have a bit of a play around. But the one thing we're looking at in particular is this just gives us a bit of a scope to test with, is we're looking at the values 1 to 20, so users 1 to 20. So I'm just going to make the website bigger. Oh, I can't do that. Annoying. So we have this page here. Nothing. We can click around these as images. We can click on builds. And we can see a toy train has a train base and a teddy bear head. That doesn't sound right. And then a teddy bear has a teddy bear body and a spinning top plunger. Doesn't sound right. Click on inventory. We can see a bunch of SKUs, so just product codes and the description. We click on your activity. And this is where we can find the idle vulnerability, because if you look at the URL, we can see the user ID. In this case, as mentioned over here, values 1 to 20 until you find a user who could have been responsible for tampering the system. So let's do it sequentially. 1. Inventory management system, we can see the activity. Now I know for the first answer, so we have a bunch of questions we're going to answer. The first answer is the boss, and the question, I should start the question actually. After finding Sandra's account, what's their position in the company? the boss. So what I did is I copied this across and just smashed it in there. Now in the future I'm going to do these walkthroughs live, where I actually take it on for the first time, but retroactively. I'm doing it at the moment. Double user 1, let's go to 2, no user 3, I'm just going to go for 4. McStocker. With the build manager, I know the second question is we want to find McStocker's account and what's their position in the company, and you're going to build manager. And then we can see the bottom question down here, after finding a responsible account for tampering, what's their position in the company. So to continue iterating through, 6, 8, oh, I put in a missing parameter there, but we'll ignore that. And we found the responsible person. I can see what they've done is they've made a bunch of changes which has been recorded to them. So we have the title that I've copied and pasted over here and clicked on to get the answer. And what we're going to do is we can see that there's a flag. So what a flag is there's a little piece of data, a little string that we can use to verify we've captured something. So when doing captured flags or hacking a box in order to get data, a flag is like a random alphanumeric string that is kind of like a trophy. It's a, hey, we've done this, we've got the information. So what we're going to do is we're going to revert all the changes from this dickhead, and then click on these, and it will give us a flag. That's a flag. And hopefully not just going through and just dumping it in yourself. I really hope you guys can follow along and learn something. So I put that in, and then that's the actual vulnerability done. Like, we've fixed everything. You can go through the other users, like you saw McSkitty's 11. But the other answers are, do you want to learn more about idle vulnerabilities, which has a link. Don't need to put an answer in there, just question done. And tasks released each day get progressively harder. So come back tomorrow for day 2's tasks. Now I was hoping that it'd be released about now, but they haven't quite released it. I'll hopefully release in the next hour or so. And yeah, that's that one done. So let's see what time. I know it's meant to be around now. Can't find when they're going to kick it off. Anyway, I guess that's kind of all I can do for this stream. I just wanted to kind of do a walkthrough of this one. I actually am excited to learn about this stuff. If you've been following my YouTube channel, I've been focusing heavily on the SQL injection stuff through Portswigger. Portswigger do have a section for this. I'm not going to be logged in. Portswigger.net, where you can learn more. I'm doing great with English today. You can learn more about indirect. What's the acronym again? Ah, gosh. Insecure direct object references. So learning path, the entire section, right? Access control. There we go, insecure direct object references, and they have a few labs where you can learn more. But otherwise, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that one. I will try and do the next lab. It'll probably be later tonight, to be honest, once they've released it. And yeah, that's it. Check out YouTube. I actually don't. I haven't uploaded for ages. I know. Guess that's it. Have fun.